Awesome. Well, let's get started. Hola, mi nombre es Josie Melendez. I'm here with Filmme Talk. And Alex, how are you?
Oh, excited, excited. Can you believe it? It's almost here. It's almost out.
I
Ah,
know you guys actually had your premiere recently. It's out in the world. How are we feeling? ¿Cómo te sientes?
super exciting. It was such a long shoot that it just seemed like this day was never gonna get here. That's why we had like this like inside joke. It was like Wakanda forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And now we're here. Oh, it's so good. I'm so anxious for people to see the movie, you know. Um, Exciting.
You also, like, speaking with you now, you have such great energy, and like seeing the dynamics with all of you in the film, it just and seeing how everyone has been behind the scenes recently with the red carpet and everything, how was that experience like working together? Because this is a project that brings together Black and Latino culture, and a lot of you have spoken about how beautiful and important that has felt. Just what was your experience working on such a beautifully diverse cast and with people that actually seem to feel like a family?
It was an honor. It was an honor to be part of this. Part of this was specifically, the Black Panther. We'd not be here if it wasn't for the Black Panther. Because the Black Panther came in and said, "We're here. This is diversity. This is what representation looks like." And and the way that I see it, I literally feel like this is the Black Panther right here. Just grabbed us, and he's just bringing us up with them, and just to share this experience that lasted 10 months with Tenoch, with Mabel, with Lupita, with Denai, with Winston. It was it was a growth for me. My cast members just came back from something very difficult, and to see them show up every day, and, do the work and be committed to one another. Yes, there were days when it was difficult, but to see that resilience, it was like, I gotta step it up. I can't slack off. They're going through this. Okay, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but I gotta bring it. I gotta show up for them because they're showing up. So it's like everyone had each other's back, and it was such a family environment. And Ryan, our director, our leader, our captain, he just finds specific ways to communicate with you in your own language. And I don't mean like Spanish or English or Mayan or French. I mean like directly. He finds like a common ground, common interest to talk to you as a human being and bring out the humanity of your character, which is, not every director does that. And to see the growth physically from the training that we did, Tenoch, Mabel, and I, from like the underwater training, the first few days, we were only down there at the bottom for like 30 seconds. We didn't clear the 1 minute, but to see that growth going from 1 minute to 2 minutes to 3 minutes to 4 minutes, it's just like, wow, it's inspiring. Not only that, but with the language, Maya, and I'm fluent in Spanish, and I thought, yeah, there's gonna be some correlation with Mayan and Spanish. Hell no, you know. So to see that growth that the three of us had with the language as well as with the training, man, it's like I'm proud. Like I'm really proud of the work that we did, what we went through to get there, and I'm excited for everyone to see it.
No, that makes me so happy. I will get to the underwater shots because those were my favorites. But back to Ryan Coogler for a second, because the first film understands culture and the ramifications of colonization so well, and it's not afraid to hold back. And this film, I was like, yo, we're going there, and it made me so happy. But going back to specifically to Namor and Talocan and the entire world that we built underwater, did was there a lot of what we see on the screen in the final version? Was a lot of that there from the beginning? Were you guys allowed to add parts of your experiences into the film?
Oh, we added stuff, and great thing about Ryan's always open. What feels for you, what comes from you. We're all different. Tenoch is from Mexico. Mabel is from Mexico. different parts of me because I have different experiences. You know, I was born in Venezuela, but I grew up in the States, so it's different experiences. So it's you know, he collectively just brought out the best of us from our cultures. You know, like communicating in that sense. You know, does this work for you? Does that work for you? Kind of thing. And he's always open to ideas. Something collectively that we did that I you know I think it was pretty cool. You know, the Black Panther has Wakanda Forever, and it's such a powerful and intense and meaningful phrase. You know, we're like, this is a nation, an advanced nation underwater. We need a Wakanda Forever. We need something to identify our people. So in conjunction with our language coach, our Mayan language coach, Josue, you know, we were looking for the right translation. And we came up with Talocan rises, meaning, you know, we come up from the bottom of the ocean, rise to the top. And in Mayan, it's a Likik Talocan.
Yeah, and also you guys, whenever you guys did this, I was like, yes. But also you spoke about the training. Can you talk to us a bit about your process getting into Attuma, both physically and mentally?
Oh, physically, you know, when I got cast and I started researching on who the three of us were specifically, I was like, I want to make a difference size-wise. So I've gained 35 pounds to play Attuma. You know, I was consuming 5,500 calories per day and working out like a madman. You know, there were days where I was just like, I'm tired of eating, you know, that kind of thing. So that was a process. And not only that, but once I got to that weight that I was pushing 260, it was like relearning how to figure out how to move my body at that new weight. And it was a process. It was challenging, but we got there. The underwater stuff, that was, oh my God, that was intense. You know, the first few times that you go in, there's such a foreign environment that your mind is like, what's going on? Get out of here. I need oxygen. So as physical as it was, I would say it was even more mental, you know, to be able to get your mind in a state of relaxation to maximize your oxygen level, you know, to increase your breath hold. And just once you're able to go down there, it's a whole new set of challenges because visibility is not that great. You know, like I could be like this close to you and you look like a video game from the 90s. And a lot of it, you know, it just comes from your mind, from what you know, what the set looks like, from when you know when this person is standing next to you, from what you know this person is saying, you know, a lot of it you just recreate in your mind and you go with it, you know. It's kind of like, you know, when you remember when you were a kid and you were playing, I don't know, with your imaginary friend, you know, cops and robbers or whatever, or with Ninja Turtles, you know, in my case, I loved the Ninja Turtles growing up. So it's that kind of thing, you know. It was fun. It was a lot of work, but yeah, I'll do it again.
Absolutely. And back to the underwater shots. I'm a sucker for underwater shots and films. I'm a scuba diver myself. So just seeing you guys, not only being able to see those taking place underwater and seeing how beautiful it looked, but the fact that, you know, Latinos being able to like prove that they can survive any kind of circumstance thrown their way. I was wondering if you could talk to us a bit more about how it looked physically. Like, were there scenes, I'm assuming like you guys had an underwater production team,
Yeah.
but there must have been some parts like filmed in CGI just to add a little bit more. So how did it look in like the grand scheme of things being down there, but also in the studio?
Well, a lot of the things that you saw was a tank, and you know it was covered with the blue screen, the walls of it, and a lot of the props that you see are actual things that are in the tank. But you know, if you look at the film and let's say, you know, the scenes of Talocan, if you look further down, you know, all that stuff is CGI. But the stuff that you see near, you know, when you see the kids playing, that's an actual ball, you know. When you see them, you know, like getting like the stuff out, the grass, the corn kind of thing, you know, those are like real things that they're doing. And it was challenging, you know. We all went through that training to to get to that place. And I don't know if you know, but everything we shot underwater was in a breath. You know, everyone's on the surface, take a breath, you go down there, you set up, they fix you up, and then, you know, you shoot until the first person comes up, and then, you know, everyone comes up. So it's work. I mean, we earned that paycheck.
It definitely did. I am so excited. I'm out of time, but it was so lovely speaking with you. Congratulations on the career you've had so far and the one that is surely to come. Y fue un placer y muchísima suerte.
Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Tú eres boricua, ¿no?
Sí.
Sí, se te salió. Un placer, muchas gracias. Que tengas buen día.
Gracias, buen día.